Hey, what's up YouTube? Today we'll be looking at how to make a connection to a database using JDBC inside Netbeans. Yay! Alright, so let's get into it. Okay, first up, what we need to do is create our new project. So we'll go on Java web application, click next, give it a name, and I'm going to be calling mine Big Bird. And I'm going to be clicking next, and it will be running on the Glassfish server 4.11. Yay! Alright, are you excited? Well, you should be. Click next. And then we don't need any of these stuff. We're just going to be creating a simple connection to the database and then returning it to our web page. So we're just going to be retrieving information and then displaying it on our web page inside Netbeans. Click finish. Alright, this requires you to have some knowledge of manage beans. If you don't know about manage beans, then check out my video on manage beans, because I will be just running through the manage beans section. Alrighty, so it creates our web page for us, our basic web page. You can give it a name if you want. I am choosing not to do so because I don't care to give it a name. And let's get into creating our connection to our database. So let's click on source packages, default package, and we will be creating our manage bean. So my manage bean's name is bird. Clicking finish, so it is a bird. Let's get rid of all those comments and let's create at managed. I think I spelled managed wrong again. Managed bean, and let's just import that. Pretty sure I've spelled something incorrectly. Let's see, manage bean, not the world's best speller here. Okay, I'm definitely getting something wrong here. Whoa, what did I just do? That is not what we wanted to happen. Let's end that. Let's press enter, and let's see if we imported manage bean. No, we need to import our manage bean. Okay, I spelled manage wrong. Alright, that looks correct. So let's add import for java.faces manage bean. Oh. Alrighty, so we have our manage bean imported. So creating our public no argument constructor. Alright, guys, confused, just check out the other video on manage beans. So let's get into our connection here. Let's get rid of this. Don't need that here. If we remove this. Okay, there we go. Anyways, I don't know why that came up. So let's create a string. Alright, so let's call this string info, and let's create our set, basically a getter for info. So let's go and create it the simple way and generate. As I said before, we'll be rushing through this part. We just get into where we do the connection for the database. And let's just say connection, and we're going to call our connection cons equal driver manager dot. And let's import this, by the way, and should have it imported. But instead of just getting connection, why not get everything? So let's just put java.sql dot star. So we get everybody. And let's just see what we are going to get. Oh, missed an A from manager. Okay. And let's say get connection. And let's just pass in our properties. So we are writing them as strings. So that's JDBC colon MySQL colon the name of your host or your database host, and mine is DB for free because it's free, colon the port number, that's 3306 in most cases, slash the database, which is ready now in my case, and you can just put comma, pass in the username, which is student in my case, and the password, which is password. Okay, alrighty, and it should tell you that you need to handle this exception. I'm going to make it simple, so I'm just going to say throws exception. Alright, so once we have that, then we just simply create a statement. So we're going to say statement, and I'm going to call my statement state get cons dot create statement, and after that we're going to need a result set. So we're going to say result set, capital S on the set, capital S on the set, and I'm going to call my result set rs equals state dot execute query. And what's the query we're going to execute? I'm going to tell you. Let's just get everything. So I'm going to say select star for everything from whichever table you want. And my table I'm going to be selecting from is comics. So I'm going to get everything from comics. And let's just say while, use a while loop to get out all the information, rs dot next, meaning it has more stuff. Let's just store whatever we get inside our variable here, our string variable, which is info. So let's just say info equals rs, which is our result set, that gets string and the name of the column or what you want. And let's just say I'm going to get just the name of the comic book and store it in info and return info. Alright, and let's go over to our web page so we can actually see what we have done where our page is concerned. So let's see. Okay, so we're just going to create a link to our page with our result. So let's just create a link. And let's just call this page page 2. Alright, so we'll need to create that page. I'm doing things the way more complicated way. So click on your project and just click in new file. The file you're going to be creating is a XHTML page. Click on that and you can call this, guess what, page 2. and click finish. Alright, and there we go. This is page 2. If you want to give it a title, you can. I'm going to be calling mine page 2. Page 2. Alright, and let's just create the place to receive our info. It's bird dot. Why I'm not pressing that? Why is that? Dot info. Yay! Alright. So basically what should happen is when you run this and you link to this info page, which is page 2, you should see the information retrieved from the database. So we're going to give it a try. Oh, and guys, before you in the link, make sure you have page 2 that the extension of the page, so it should be page2.xhtml for the page that we created, which is page 2 here, that will receive this, will show our information, and it would be $ curly brace bird.info. Alright, so that's it. And by the way, let me not forget the most important thing to put inside your database is this. It will not work if you don't do this. These two additional methods. So you have to put class for, should come up. So it is, oh, it has to be inside. So it should be class for name, and the name you pass in should be com.mysql.jdbc capital D driver. And then what you should have is you can either add the JDBC library here, add jar folder, and you can get this jar. I'm going to show you exactly where you get this. To download your MySQL database driver, just simply search MySQL driver Java, and that should bring you to, this is pretty slow, but this should bring you to, simply just look for the one that's for you, download it. My server is slow, and then you just save it somewhere that you can actually retrieve it. So I'm waiting on mine to come up. This is what slow internet does for you. Alright, so should be coming up at any second here. And just scroll down for JDBC driver and click download. And just simply click on a platform independent and just click on whichever you want and just extract it from the zip archive, and you're good to go and you're ready to add it to your project. MySQL driver. So I already have mine here, so I'm just going to search for it, and my driver connector here, so I'm just going to add mine, and should be added to my build path, and then I'm going to run it. So what you do is click on your project, click on properties, and go into libraries and just click add jar folder or whatever, and just click OK. I don't need this one because I already have, so I'm removing this, and click OK. And that's how you add it. So after we've added our driver, which is our JDBC driver, to our project, we are ready to run our project. And remember guys, you should have class for name added to your managed bean so that the driver is registered. That's what Netbeans requires, and that's what you have to do. So after that, what we'll do is run our project, and how our project will run is we'll be greeted by our landing page. When we click on that link, it will bring us to page 2. That will be a page that shows information pulled from our database. So let's try it out and see how it works. So let's run our project. Alright, so Netbeans is doing its thing. So we're waiting on our server to start running. Takes a little time, but it eventually gets there. So let's see how that works. Okay, and here we are. We are at our landing page. When we click on page 2, what we should see is information from our database, which will be a comic book name. And see, this is what it is: All-Star Batman #1. Alright, so it's just one bit of information. Seems like a lot of work for one bit of information, but basically that is how you pull information from your database using JDBC in Netbeans. Thanks for watching, guys.